I want to start off by saying Fallout is a great series, but season 2 was only good. I don't want to hate on this show the whole video, but I want every season to be great so that more people watch, more hype, and then they end up making more seasons. I think that's something, we all want. Number one complaint for season 2 would be that some of the characters' behavior wasn't really realistic. I found myself being like, okay, that's not really how someone would behave in this situation. Like Lucy being captured by the Legion, and after watching them kill someone, a young lady like herself, she starts talking about how she's not a virgin and did incest and stuff like that. And I was just like, WTF. Another example early on would be Max killing the other Brotherhood of Steel member. Well, yeah, Xander, that didn't really seem realistic either, but even the first one, it just doesn't really seem like something the Brotherhood would be into. Sure, the hand-to-hand combat, some kind of entertainment for them to watch, I definitely think makes sense. The guy pulling a knife out on him was just, I don't know, didn't seem realistic. Second complaint would be all the 1 in a million stuff that happened. And yeah, maybe they did that on purpose because they were in Vegas this season and the city is obviously known for gambling, but still. Felt like I was watching something written by the people who wrote episodes of Parks and Rec. Prime example would be Lucy when he hits the ghoul with the power fist and he lands on a pole outside the room. What are the odds of that? She didn't hit him too far or not hard enough, and then there aren't any other poles like that on that street. So just stupid. And then the supermoon just so happens to be going through New Vegas that night and sees them and saves them and then brings them to an NCR settlement. I just thought that whole thing was just so just luck. And then Maximus and Thaddeus just so happened to be heading that direction after they were able to get away. And, they had the cold fusion. It was just, I wish the plot was done in a way that just didn't feel so lucky for all that to happen. I do think if they would have did another 10 episode seasons, maybe there could have been more plot, and then the writers wouldn't have had to cut corners and do this 1 in a million stuff. Third complaint would be everyone being so stupid at times, like Thaddeus and the Brotherhood base, convincing them that he's Xander, even though he doesn't sound like him and he's clearly not behaving like him. And, he's in a cafeteria going to try and eat with the suit on. It was just so cringe. Lucy not taking multiple dangerous threats serious. Like I was just talking about with the Legion, just randomly leaving with that girl, not knowing where she's going. You can even talk about in the first episode with the Raider gang when she was trying to give him one last chance. It's come on. Of course they're not going to take you serious, and again, she didn't have the ghoul to help, but they at least saved that playing the big iron and then the montage of the ghoul killing them. So I was okay with that. And then again with the being so stupid at times, I didn't get how Maximus was okay with killing adults, but then the children, that whole scene with Xander, it's you can't get in his way and talk to him if that bugs you. There's no kind of compromise. It's just, okay, he's about to kill the ghoul children, so I'm just gonna hit him as hard as I can and kill him and not try and handle this in a better way. But even the Xander character, I've seen him on the Silicon Valley show and he was good and funny and stuff. He's not supposed to be in Fallout in these serious shows. I'm sorry to upset anyone that's a fan of him, but maybe it's just because I watched him on Silicon Valley. It's just hard for me to take him serious when I'm just so used to him making sarcastic statements. And I haven't seen Silicon Valley in like 6 years, but still, everything just sounds so sarcastic to me. They also should have shown how Maximus got back with the Brotherhood of Steel, even like losing armor and stuff and kind of going rogue in season 1. They just kind of let him back in, and he seemed to be in good graces with, the guy in charge. But, maybe in season 3 we can get some kind of explanation there. The fourth major complaint with this season would have to be the ending. I think Hank nuking his memory and Lucy just having like that short scene and then walking away like no big deal was bad. I don't get how the ghoul knows his family is alive just by a Colorado postcard being in his wife's cryopod in the Vault-Tec headquarters. Then the NCR and Legion fighting in New Vegas, like we go the whole, how many episodes in a row without those two having any scenes, and then all of a sudden they're gonna fight, and they kind of gave us the impression that the NCR was, just about done, and the Legion was weak too, fighting each other. Because this was a New Vegas season, they should have just had short scenes of those two hyping them up. Somehow they get healthy again or find new resources or whatever, and then they should have ended the season with a battle, because no one is going to go into season 3 wondering who wins or even who cares. Or honestly, in 2 years when the next season comes out, we probably won't even remember that those two were about to meet up in New Vegas and fight. So they should have just got it out of the way to end the season. That inside of Vault 32, that was left at a good point. It's not one of the major storylines, so I'm not gonna beat up on it too much. That it probably didn't really progress that much in there, but yeah, I thought it was left at a good point, because again, it gets into the Enclave, what they wanted to do with that vault. So yeah, I guess save that for the third season. As far as Vault 31 and Norm, that was, again, not a major storyline, but a good one. I like the intensity between Norm and the guy that choked Norm out and made him unconscious, tried killing him. I like the tension there all season, but I really didn't like the ending. How, Rad Roach is the weakest characters in Fallout, or creatures in Fallout, just completely kill the people in Vault 31 in, seconds like that. They should have had a different creature. And again, I didn't even like them killing those people off. It would have been interesting to see how they just kind of go about life in the wasteland, honestly, in the apocalypse, after being frozen for 200 plus years. Again, that was actually a good storyline. I don't have too many complaints with it, but just the ending was really. And then my biggest complaint with all the endings on the storylines, again, Maximus and Lucy, 1 in a million, all of a sudden they find each other. They go up in the Lucky 38, and then he basically asks to bang her. And it's just oh my god, just the cringiest ending. They're trying to be funny, but it was just cringy. They weren't serious. It was just one thing I did like about this season was the guy who plays the real Mr. House. While I didn't imagine the real Mr. House to act the way that guy acted based off the games and the way he kind of talks in a businessy sort of tone and just slightly annoyed. I liked the Mr. House on the TV show. Thought he was really interesting. The scenes he was in, I was kind of glued, except for the one in the bathroom when he's basically bird watching. That could have totally been done better, or honestly, they probably could have done without that scene, that flashback. But just my opinion. Another thing I did like about this season was just getting more flashbacks on all the characters. I wasn't expecting as many flashbacks this season. I just thought it would be harder, but the writers must have some kind of general plan about what they're going to do every season, and then potential flashbacks, and we'll find out more about the characters as time goes on. So again, that was cool. And seeing the Lucky 38 in its prime, that flashback especially was cool. That was like the third or fourth episode. It's one of my favorite flashbacks in him, the Ghoul or Cooper Howard talking to Mr. House while he's still alive in his human body. So unfortunately, this season got off to a slow start. Some of those early episodes felt like hardly anything happened to progress the plot. Just a lot of filler, pointless scenes, and it just wasn't as intense. But episode 4 to the end was great, in my opinion, except for episode 6. Episode 6 has to be one of the most uncomfortable things I've ever watched in my whole life. Not just blood and gore, but like you had the awkwardness between Lucy and her dad, or Hank. The Ghoul trying to get himself off that pole that's, literally threw him. Just so uncomfortable to watch. Norm getting choked out and beat up. Chet getting married and he doesn't even know. Just the social awkwardness there. But anyways, thanks for listening, everyone. I watch every Fallout episode the day it comes out, and then I post my thoughts on X. So follow me on X if you want to see my completely authentic thoughts in the future. I'll have a link below. And leave a comment on what you thought for Season 2. I want to hear other people's opinions. Also, hit the sub button. I got more Fallout related videos coming out. Like, I have some predictions for the 3rd season of the show. Even though it doesn't come out for a couple years, I still got some predictions I want to talk about. I also got an update coming out on Fallout 76 and just my experience playing it in 2026.